Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Nanice El-Gammal and this is your Astro Tarot reading for the full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, which is happening on Friday, June the 5th at 9:11 p.m. Cairo, Egypt time. So eclipse season is upon us right now. This year we are having 3 eclipses, which is slightly unusual. Eclipse season means that things are going to intensify. I believe my teacher Achuta Baba once told me that eclipses are like wild cards. So things get intense and unpredictable. And usually they can be felt like a couple of months before, and the effects of the eclipse last about 6 months post the event. So whatever's happening now is going to affect us down the line for like at least 6 months. Sometimes the effects can last a lifetime. So there's a tension between the Gemini and Sagittarius parts of the sky. The sun is in Gemini during this eclipse and the moon is in Sagittarius. So it is an opposition of the sun and the moon. And in astrology, an opposition always indicates a conversation of tension and confrontation. And you can clearly see that happening in the world right now. The sun is in Gemini, and Gemini is a part of the sky that is moving towards the lightest part of the year. It's moving towards the summer solstice, which is the beginning of Cancer season, which we are very quickly approaching in a couple of weeks, I believe. So it's about Gemini is the sign of the twins, and it's about ascent and decline simultaneously. So the sun, that is a symbol of authority and power and selectness and leadership, is in the sign of Gemini right now, quickly approaching the summer solstice point. The moon is in Gemini, the moon is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is a fiery sign. And the moon can represent the people, and it can represent the city, and it, amongst many other things. It can also represent the realm of fortune. So the environment we live in, the things that we encounter in our daily environments. And the moon in Sagittarius is reflecting the light from the sun in Gemini. So Sagittarius is the masculine fiery temple of Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet that symbolizes the concept of harmonia, so social harmony, justice, legal stuff, freedom and unity. These are all Jupiterian themes. And in the fiery masculine sign of Sagittarius, these things take on, they manifest in the form of inspiration and rebellion. Sagittarius is the sign of the centaur. It can be warmongering and rude even, yet at the same time there's hope and charm in the Sagittarius sign. Sagittarius is mutable, which means that it highlights changeability. Gemini and Sagittarius are both mutable signs, and the nodes of the moon just shifted there. This is why the eclipse is happening in this part of the sky. And so for the next 18 months, things are going to start dissolving. Things are going to start to change and in a sense, fall apart. The thing that I'm just looking at the chart here and looking at my notes as well, if you're wondering why I keep looking this way. So there is a Tsquare. This is the thing that catches my attention the most about this eclipse. There's a Tsquare from Mars. A Tsquare is basically a planet that's positioned right in the middle of this opposition, adding to this confrontational tension it's adding even more tension. And Mars in traditional astrology is known as the lesser malefic. And a malefic meaning it can bring about discord. And Mars is traditionally known as the as the warrior god, Ares. And Mars likes to cut, sever, battle, and also likes to protect and to fight for justice as well, especially with the Tsquare coming from the moon, the Tsquare towards the moon in Gemini Sag kind of gives me this feeling of the fighting against social injustice. This is really, really highlighted. And this is not applicable only to what's happening in the US. I believe this is going to be a catalyst to a much bigger transformation. So everything is starting to come out, everything that we're angry about or that we're frustrated about, and that we feel is unjust. I certainly have been experiencing this firsthand through the Venus retrograde. If you've been following me on social media, I've been feeling this very strongly, and I feel like I can't keep quiet about it anymore. And I think a lot of us are feeling that way right now. And Mercury in Cancer is happening as well during this time. And this shows me that we're feeling really emotional about these issues. And a lot of these issues come from way back to our ancestors, and things that have been going on for a really long time is starting to come out, to be confronted, and people are wanting to fight for these things. Yes, this is just the beginning. I believe things are going to, this lunar eclipse indicates to me that things will get heated from here, at least for the next 6 months, leading towards profound cultural and societal transformations. The first thing that the moon does as soon as its opposition to the sun ends is a square to Neptune. And this for me indicates that there is most likely a lot of deception going on still. We've been already feeling that with the Venus-Neptune square, but this is going to continue. There's a lot of deception, fogginess. We don't know what's real, what's not, what's fake, what's not fake. This is really mysterious. And Mars is conjunct Neptune at this time of the eclipse as well, which my teacher Achyuta Bhava told me that Mars Neptune can be like the Joan of Arc type of thing, like a martyr, someone who fights for justice, and someone who fights for their beliefs. And this is very clear with the death of Mr. George Floyd. May he rest in peace. And as well as the countless others who are risking their lives through the protests. So there's a strong martyr signature going on during the time of this lunar eclipse. And yes, I feel that this is, since it's just the first of the 3 eclipses as well, this is a prelude. We haven't really seen the peak of it. Things are starting to cook up, and being in a fire sign as well, and the sun is an air and fire sign, things are going to start escalating from here. I know it's very challenging. Many of us, I'm sure, are feeling anxiety from this. I want you all to remember that whatever is happening right now, especially during the eclipse season, it is fated. It's easy to get sucked into the big picture. If you do get anxious from this, try to zoom out a little bit and concentrate on yourself. on taking care of yourself and taking care of things in your immediate environment, because a lot of these things are out of our hands. And of course, if you feel the need to go out there and to protest and march, by all means do so. But if these things are too much for you, if they're overwhelming for you, please take care of yourself first. And have compassion for others. This is something that I feel is really important right now. For me personally, I'm a Sufi, and my spiritual teacher said that the Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings be upon him, said that the Prophet Muhammad prayed for his enemies to be forgiven as well. So I feel at such a time, having compassion for one another is something really, really important. Oh, and one more thing about the eclipse. Traditionally, eclipses are not celebrated. The lights are being hidden, they're being occulted, which is traditionally not considered not a very good omen. So I recommend that you don't charge your crystals. If you do charge your crystals under the full moon, don't do that this time. Don't start anything around the time of the lunar eclipse. I personally believe it's not a good time to be doing anything. I will be praying. A lot of people as well don't even recommend eating or drinking during the time of the eclipse. So I believe being humble and laying low during this time is the best thing that you can do. So I'm gonna pick a card. I'm gonna pick a card for everyone, for the collective, for this lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. Okay, I got the card Seven of Discs, also known as failure. So this tells me that this is going to be the beginning of perhaps times of economic uncertainty. I mean, it's already happening, but it will be increased economic uncertainty. It may be hard to, maybe this thing is going to spread somehow. And I know, I'm sorry, maybe this isn't very pleasant, but I'm just saying it as it is, as I see it, and that it's not going to be a good time for business or financial expansion in the world stage. Of course, there are exceptions. This is just for a collective. So like maybe like stuff to do with the stock market. This is Saturn in Taurus. So stock market or the world financial kind of thing. It's going to be a time of challenge. We could also see hoarding from certain people while this happens. Some people may be gaining a lot through this situation, and they could be hoarding and not sharing their wealth. The Seven of Discs can also represent that, but ultimately this will be to their detriment, because the way things work in the universe, when one hoards, this is not helpful to the collective. So usually they get the short end of the stick somehow. So this is what this card tells me. At the bottom of the deck, thank God, I didn't want to end it there. I got the Sun card. So this tells me that whatever we're experiencing right now, it is challenging, it's emotional, it is stressful, it is it's intense, but ultimately it's happening so that we can reach a higher energetic level as a collective, as a society, as a humanity, that we can live more harmoniously with one another, and that we can be healthier as a society, and to be able to live a brighter future. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, please click like, please share, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed already. If you'd like a reading with me, a private reading, please email me. And I'm wishing you all a very blessed full moon. I would love to hear your stories. Please comment in the comment box below, and I'll be speaking to you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.